Sasha Pereira, welcome to the Dirty Dish.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I love being on your couch.
It is my couch. This is my house.
Too happy.
This is you'll see everything. This is my life.
Thanks for having me in it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, I do see you every morning when I go to the toilet. How was it having your painting being painted by Tom Ballard?
Incredibly strange. And it was nice that I was painting him at exactly the same time.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a good payback.
Yeah. And also neither of us can paint really, as evidenced by the paintings that came out. Yeah. So it was fun. I really liked, we had like an instructor telling us what to do. And some of us could follow those instructions really well. Yes. Some of us could not. Yes. And they were really obvious.
And I bidded.
You did.
I won 3.
You bid on so many.
And I got told off.
Most supportive human ever.
I got told off for helping charity.
Who told you off? That's hilarious.
Lizzie. She's like my accountant or something.
Bless her. I can see Lizzie being like, Dee Dee.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a tone to it. No, but I just wanted, look, to be honest, I was only bidding to bump up the prices.
Yes. But then no one outbid you. Oh, that's so unlucky.
Hey, do you love community service?
Yeah.
I love seeing your face.
You're an incredibly generous human. And now I'm in your toilet forever.
No, forever. But people have gone and going, who is that person? Why is there even a portrait of a person in the toilet?
I know.
You can see yourself.
I look like 1,000 years old.
You look smart.
Oh, that's so nice. That's just because there's glasses on me.
Oh, okay. So, Sashi, let's go from the beginning.
All right.
How we met, because your life has absolutely changed the moment I met you to where you are in your life.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah. We didn't meet online. I feel like we met just before the world ended.
Correct. You did
or before the newest simulation began.
Correct. the new era. Yeah, you had come and do a spot at the Snortcast Comedy.
Yeah.
A week before we went into lockdown.
That's what it was.
How did you find how did you find doing stand-up? I don't want to know, actually. That's boring. I don't want to know that shit. I've read your book. Okay.
Yes.
I feel like I know you really well now. It's all.
You also knew me before you read my book.
But there was some stuff that were like shockers. Because every time I read something that shocked me, I would message you going, you did not.
You did.
Fold those cranes.
I'm sorry, I did. I folded 1,000 cranes for a boy. I never do that. That's so dumb.
And this is before comedy.
Yeah.
You were already a comedian.
I was already living my own rom-com. My own tragic rom-com.
Oh. Well, let's go with how I met you. So you were doing stand-up at my comedy show.
Yes.
It was like kind of your first year. Like, when did you actually start doing comedy?
Yeah, I did Raw in 2018.
Okay.
And so, you know what it's like for the first few years where, you know, you're getting paid in drink tokens. It's just a joy to be able to get on stage that anyone even wants to have you there for like 5 minutes.
I actually don't know because I didn't do that route.
That was not my experience.
No, I just did an hour show.
It's bananas. You went all in.
Yeah.
I went to your show that was called All In. But I feel like you're a trained actress.
Correct.
So you know how to perform. You're trained to perform, whereas the rest of us have to like start building block by building.
You are also a trained lawyer.
Trained to like type on a keyboard.
Write particular words that
resonate
with people.
You want a strongly worded letter? Come to me.
You know, we've all brought the tricks of our trade to comedy. Yeah. And so, this lawyer doing stand-up 2018.
Yeah.
Raw. Then spots, you're like, I could do this.
I was so happy because, you know, I had my daytime job, which was bringing me money, and my nighttime just like finding this community of people who were just being silly at night was just really, really lovely because I've been working in the refugee sector for quite some time. I feel like I was having some complicated feelings about the area, and this was just like step on stage, talk about things to make people laugh, come home happy. Yeah. It was like finding a hack to life.
Yeah, and then you did your first ever stand-up show.
Yeah, so the first ever stand-up show, I did like a line-up show first that was called Breast of the Fest.
Yep. And then the gals.
The gals? The ghouls. Ghouls. The ghoul gals. So my first proper solo show was in 2023. And that was all bananas time. Everything changed after that year.
Yeah, because not only did you sell out your first year, you got nominated for Best New Comedy.
Yeah, it didn't win, whatever. I'm over it. I'm over it, and that's what's
not enough
important.
Money. Yeah. I'll make sure I'll edit it because I know you're on the board as well. She's on the board. I'll edit this out.
I am. You don't have to. Now I'm on the comedy festival board,
Yeah.
so you don't even have to win best newcomer for that.
You can't.
Do you know what? The funniest thing is when I was a lawyer, I always wanted to be on a board.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, I want to like contribute to something and I want to be part of something. How do people get on boards? And then I was invited to join the comedy festival board. And I think it's just that thing of like, if you throw yourself 100% into something that you're enjoying, stuff will come, hopefully.
It does. I listed your 2023 accomplishments as doing your first ever solo and selling out.
Already wonderful.
How does that feel? Because, you know, the rest of us are trying to sell tickets, but your audience came knocking.
They really did, but also I think I got very, very lucky. Like, not to try to be like, I got really lucky, but like I actually freaking did that, because it was just at a time when Reels was really, really taking off towards the end of 2022. So there was kind of like this convergence of factors where like Reels was taking off. I'd seen Anissa Nandala sharing her Reels.
Wow.
And, you know, she's a Ugandan Australian.
Yes.
She's so funny. And she was fearless. And I remember watching her clips kept coming up on my Instagram. And I thought, you know, if she can do it, I can do it. And it's that thing of like, you can't beat if you can't see it. So her and I are now very good friends, and I like absolutely treasure her. But it's really because I saw her Reels coming up. Dad died in December 2022. And I was like, you know, Melbourne's very cool. Everyone's very cool. I was never cool, but I was also scared of not being cool. So I really hesitated to put myself out there. But after he died, watching Anissa, I was like, I don't care. I'm just going to do it. And it's only as a result of my account taking off that translated to people coming to see me.
I do tell people, because I watched you grow.
You were so far ahead as well, because you were already doing it on LinkedIn and stuff.
Yeah, that's LinkedIn, blah, blah. It's a business platform. But I think you told me this personally, or I've heard it somewhere, which is because your dad had passed away, you had insomnia.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And then
sleep.
you posted at a weird ass hour that it blew up, and it connected not just Australia, but the world to you.
Yeah.
You, in your second year of doing a solo, you were touring.
It was wild. And that was before I had
Sashi.
management as well. I know, it was crazy. It was so crazy. All of it was crazy.
London.
And it just,
Sri Lanka.
yeah, all of it happened so quickly. And now I'm realizing how lucky that was, because I'm trying to, you know, grow, and I'm watching all of these other people who are so far ahead. It feels, you know what, it's in comedy, it feels like you're just constantly just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
And also you look ahead and you're like, why am I even bothering? This market is saturated.
Yeah, that's why I'm still dancing.
Yeah. But then, you know, you have the people, you're like, you don't need the whole world. You just need a few people to like what
Some
you're
sugar
saying.
daddies. Just a few sugar daddies.
I have not found a sugar daddy.
You married one.
My daddy's dead, man.
Oh, yeah, it's true. But you did marry a very generous.
He is a wonderful human.
He tours with you.
He does,
Yeah.
which has been really cool. I think he saw the writing on the wall in terms of like, he saw how much I would be traveling and was kind of like, I'm coming with you, because I don't want to be stuck in an office while you're going to go do all this cool stuff. Yeah. So now it's been a couple of tours that we've been together. And now this year for this tour, we'll be traveling around together as well, which I love, because honestly, I spent my late 20s just bouncing around different countries. It was all very exciting, but it also took a huge toll doing long distance. Yes. My ex-fiancé, we broke up, and all of that stuff. And I really didn't want a repeat of all that. So knowing that we can do it together, I'm like, okay, nice.
Well, I love that video that you posted while you were in Perth of you guys warming up together.
Oh, he's so nice.
He is.
Yeah, he knows me so well. He's the person that can calm me down. He's the person that's dealing with the text and the venue and the merch.
Because they wouldn't understand the behind the scenes.
They don't.
It's where we do everything.
We do everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then to have someone who can just take on responsibility so that you can be the artist that you need to be.
You can just have some quiet time backstage rather than worrying about the mics and the PowerPoint and the merch and the ticket, you know, like it's just kind of, you have someone there, has been really, really lovely. But then also I get worried sometimes that I've taken him away from his career, but he's doing his thing during the day. Great. And he's coming around at night. So it's working well so far. Yeah. We'll see how it keeps going.
Well, if he's doing surf camps in Sri Lanka,
he's doing okay.
Come on. If you're complaining about that, baby.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's doing fine. Good.
Yeah.
I want to touch on about the book because I learned so much about you.
Thanks for actually reading it. That's really kind.
Look, I buy paintings and I'll buy your book. I'll keep supporting the fund. It's called Stand Still.
Yes.
And, you know, when people have the title of the book, you kind of like, sometimes the book title while you're reading going, is that the standstill? Is that where it came in? But then it was there clearly written, Standstill. How long did it was it for you to find that title?
Oh, so long. It was such a process. And initially I had sat all my family down and I was like, okay, let's do a brainstorm, because they were already all there for all of these events.
They're in that book.
They're all in the book. They were all there for the events. And I was like, all right, guys, I had all my cousins in one room. It's very rare all of us are in one room. So I said, all right, we're going to do a brainstorming session. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, it was so, so much fun. How to Ruin Everything was a real front runner. But,
oh, God.
Yeah, but that's already been taken by another book.
Of course. Someone's ruined something before you.
Yeah. And then one of my cousins said, well, my Sashi means moon. So we looked at some moon themed titles, but like any white lady that's been to India has already taken all the moon titles. That's gone. That's done. Traveling feet, wandering feet, you know, so we went through quite a lot, but I loved the simplicity of Standstill. Yeah. I really, really liked it. Yeah. But it was quite a process of brainstorming. Because
the journey of this book was of you not standing still, the work you did as for the UN.
Yeah.
What's the full title? UN?
There's a couple of ones. So there was the UNHCR, which is the UN body that works with refugees.
Yes.
And then there was IOM, which is the International Organization for Migration, which has a wider ambit, and they work with migrants and displaced people around the world.
And you work for the UN.
UNHCR and IOM, but they both fall under the umbrella of the UN.
Gotcha.
There's like a million UN bodies. It's so confusing.
Well, I learned a lot reading your book. I learned a lot, and also learned like, wow, a life experience of seeing other people's trauma.
Yeah.
Like just hearing you write that while tapping away, filling in people's reports, bombs were exploding. Yeah. And your nervous system just had to regulate.
It's also, I think, I mean, you came to Australia as a refugee.
No, I was born here.
What?
Yeah.
There's that bit where you're like, my mum got on a boat to like...
Yeah.
So your mum came over as a refugee.
Correct.
Right. Sorry.
Thank God.
Rude. Oh my God.
To make me a fob.
Show me your birth certificate.
Fresh off the bird. My dad is missing, but mum's there.
Sorry. I was thinking of your comedy bit where you said your mum, obviously your mum got on a boat to come here. But so when you are dealing with these stories of these people who have overcome incredible adversity, they're showing incredible strength, incredible resilience, like just joyous in their communities and who they are with their families, it feels like an insane thing to say, I'm finding this difficult working in this area. Like you can't say that, because the people who you're working with have been through so much worse. Yes. So to be able to stop and say, I'm finding this hard, or I need a break, you don't feel right saying that.
So how did you regulate yourself?
I did not.
I know.
I just
didn't know you were a chain smoker.
The holy trinity of safety. What is it? Drinking heaps, chain smoking heaps, dating badly. Nailed it. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair to those organizations and to the NGOs, and you know, like everything in the legal sector, even when I started, was about make sure to have work-life balance, make sure to take time out, make sure to take your annual leave, make sure to go to counseling. All of these things were already there.
Yes.
It's just that I think had the audacity of youth, or the arrogance of youth, where I was like, well, I can handle it. And I didn't realize how much everything was piling up in my brain and in my life until it all just had to come to a stop.
So that's the life of the person in their 20s. You somehow
late
managed
20s.
that. Would you have tolerated that lifestyle now?
No. And I think also with stand-up, you know, you have to say yes to everything.
Yes.
It's obviously completely different because you're not working with people who've had their lives just completely change.
Yes.
And so this is just you, and everything is fun. You know, you're going on TV, you're doing radio, you're doing gigs, all of these things. However, it does require you to say yes to everything. It does ask a lot of your energy, and it does ask you to travel a lot. And for me, I was very firm right from the beginning that I would do this sustainably, which means that if I have to say no to stuff to stay at home and rest, that's what I have to do. Good. And so I feel like I'm a lot more aware of my health. It's still very hard to say no, but I'm trying because I'd really like my marriage to work out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by leaving the workforce to be a full-time comedian, has that helped with managing time and focusing on other things instead of trying to balance the 9 to 5 and stand up?
Yeah, I was still so incredibly stubborn. Like, I really tried to keep my 9 to 5
Yes.
and do comedy. And it's really only after Dad died, we were doing IVF, like all of the health stuff just came to a head.
Yes.
And this time I said, I have to be able to focus on my health, and comedy is bringing me too much happiness. So it's going to have to be the office job that goes. But, you know, I don't know if it was a migrant thing or a female thing. I don't know what it is, but I physically felt like I was going to vomit for 2 weeks after I left my job.
Wow.
Like, felt it in my body. And now it's almost a year later and I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah, because you're cashing it in, honey.
It's going well so far. But you know what it's like in the arts, and I respect people who've worked in the arts for so long,
Yeah.
because it's you're sewing together heaps of different types of income. You don't have sick leave. You don't have annual leave.
No maternity leave.
No mat leave. You don't even have a person who's like developing your PDP.
No. No one's asking for my KPIs. No one's...
Which is a beautiful thing on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like I need someone to pat me on the head every now and then and just be like, "You're doing so good."
Well, I think that's why I value your friendship with, and you know, the friends that I have made in our industry.
Yeah.
But I've also made sure that I have other friends outside of that circle
Yes,
to keep me
super important.
grounded.
Super important.
Because I don't know if I could talk comedy.
Nah.
I love comedy, but I don't think it's consuming of my whole life.
No, I can't do it. It has to be like, I don't know, I'd say it's 30% of my life.
Wow,
You know,
that's-
because
ooh.
I have my friends,
Yes.
I have my cat, I have my husband, I
Yes.
have like, it can't be more than that.
Yeah.
Because the second it becomes more than that, the more it'll take over my life and the less I'll actually enjoy it. I think.
Is your next book called Boundaries? Is that what it is?
But then, you know, I look at people who are going at that stuff 110%, and then I
Yeah.
think, oh my gosh, maybe this is why I won't have world domination. But also, do we need world domination?
No, I don't know if we need world domination.
I don't want to dominate the world.
Well, you are kind of. You're doing well right now, you know? You're doing good.
I just want to dominate the couch. I'll dominate the couch.
We're filming it. You might as well go and dominate the couch.
Dominating the couch.
So, for show this year, Pear
So
Tree.
this year is called Pear Tree, and it comes from, I did a reel when I was in Portugal about why my last name is Perera,
Yes.
because
They blew up. You had people fighting you.
Man, the comments, the number of people who were so angry in the comments. And I started looking at like the Portuguese maritime empire as a result of it. It's colonial history, not just in Sri Lanka, but around the world. Found it really interesting. And then also my husband and I, like we went back to Sri Lanka for 4 months last year, which was really cool. And so the show is actually kind of just going through all of those things.
Yes.
And it's been really fun.
Great.
I did 6 shows in Perth and it felt good. Like, I think we overshare sometimes, but we share in a very careful way where it's completely protecting me personally, but the sharing is joyous. It feels good in the room.
Great.
I'm having a good time.
Was your mum in the audience?
My mum was indeed in the audience, and this one is a lot less personal. You know, like there's a lot in the book about her and Dad and our family life, and this is much less about that. But it is about, there is a component of me and Charlie, you know, trying to have kids, and so there's a lot of stuff about Jiz in there, and she did well. She did well.
Good job, Mama Perera. Okay, I'm excited. I love jizz and stuff.
There's not too much jizz. There's just enough jizz.
Just enough jizz.
Yeah.
Just Charlie's jizz.
Yeah, just a little bit of jizz. Not a lot, just a little.
Let's talk about one of your rants.
Okay, rants. I just got beeped driving over here.
Really?
I was waiting.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was not my fault. I was
Collingwood
waiting at a traffic light. No, this was from my neighborhood in the north.
North.
And north. But no, so I was waiting at a traffic light. It went green, but I was turning right. The person behind me did not realize that I was turning right and beeped me. And then I looked in the rear view mirror and she was like, "What the?" And so I was like, "Hey, I'm waiting to turn right."
Yeah.
And then she started beeping me more. And I just thought, you know what? What day is it? I don't even know what day it is.
It is
just
Wednesday.
Wednesday. It's Wednesday afternoon.
It's hump day.
Just calm down. Everyone needs to calm down because even if you miss that traffic light, the next one will come along, babe. Just
Are Sri Lanka's beepers?
They beep a lot, but there are like so many different beeps in Sri Lanka.
Cautious. Just letting you know I'm coming through.
Coming through.
Yeah.
I have made a 4th lane in this 2-lane road. Beep, beep. Yeah, and it's complete chaos on the roads of Colombo. But it all works. No one gets too stressed out if something insane is happening, and something insane is always happening. But the main thing is like, that didn't hurt anyone. Yeah. Whereas here, if there is a minor inconvenience, you're going to get beeped.
It's like it's so offensive.
Yes.
It's like something's happened. There's something rooted to that beep that's happened to them as a child.
You're just so used to a comfortable life, You're used to nothing happening on your road.
No one's in your way.
No one's in your way.
You got in your way the whole time.
No tuk-tuk's going to cut in. No motorcycle's going to, apart from the food delivery guy.
Acting like an only child.
Yeah, you have only child syndrome. Yeah.
So all the beepers out there.
All the beepers out there, just chill, man. Just chill. And I think I've really changed because I used to beep a lot, mostly for injustices, though.
Yes, okay.
For if it was like I would feel grave injustice and then beep, and then I went to anger management courses, and everything I've just calmed down.
You were dedicated to it?
I had to. I was freaking Charlie out because I was getting angry all the time. I was, because I came from like a very loud house, and my first show was about this, so I don't mind talking about it. But like, I came from a very loud household where we all yelled at each other. That was how we existed. And Charlie comes from a very quiet household where everything is just, simmering.
Yes.
Simmering, but never boils over. And ours was always boiling over. So when we first started living together, it was really difficult. Yeah, managing conflict was very, very difficult. Wow. Yeah. And the first step was for me to just, calm down. And the worst thing to say to anyone when they're not calm is to calm down.
Did you have a horn in the house?
Oh.
Look, I really want a relationship, but I also know relationships take a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, so much work.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. Sometimes you think all the work is done. It's like doing your laundry.
I do.
It's so annoying. Oh. I'm like, I have worked on myself. You have worked on yourself. Yeah. We're fine now. But it's a constant thing of continually choosing each other, I think. Yeah, it's annoying. It's so annoying. But it's also lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Remember that, Charlie. It's also very lovely. One rant that I just received from you is people who say they never felt love until they became a mother.
This is going to kick stuff off online.
Because I'll be honest with you, as a child, I thought that.
That you didn't know... Wait, what?
That I didn't know what love is until I become a mother.
Yes, well, it's programmed into us.
Correct.
Yeah, that the whole point of existing is being a mother. And, this isn't to shit on anyone.
Nope.
Because the problem with this reasoning, if you tell women that the only point of being alive is to be a mother, and if they, in my circumstance, find out that they cannot be a mother, maybe probably, then you're basically telling them there's no reason for them to be alive. And that is a pretty awful place to get to. And that's definitely where I got to. It was rough. It was really, really rough. Yes. And I think a part of it is so frightening as well, because that's what kind of keeps you just constantly like, well, we'll try this and we'll try this and we'll try this and we'll try this, because you're not told that maybe there will be some circumstances in which you won't be able to have a child. And you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And you have to still find purpose and still find joy. And what I'm now finding on the other side of that is there are many avenues of joy, and there are many different purposes. And that was all a really unhealthy state of reasoning to have to go through.
Yeah. It's inherited trauma. It's inherited that role of mother.
Yes. It? Yeah.
Because we're female, we got the carrying tools.
Yes.
And so it's expected.
It's also like from the time we're kids, very small, or we get given dolls and we get given babies. Like I remember Baby Born. It was like, now it can poo.
Yes.
You're like, what?
And shit would come out of the nappy. You had to clean the nappy.
Yeah. So you're kind of geared towards it from the time you were little. My brother wasn't like that. Yes. No one was putting babies in his hands. No. And so it never occurred to me that if I found a partner and we started trying, we might not be able to have kids. No one told me.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no one told me that I would be single at 40.
Yeah.
And that I wouldn't, that I actually still need a man to give me a child. I thought an invention would have been, I thought an invention would have happened where, I didn't need a man.
Yes. You could just have like the male version of your egg.
I would just go to an actual literal bank. It would shoot out from the teller machine, and I could just have a baby.
Just in a little vial.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
that's it. Just shoot it out, and that's my bank deposit.
There's this thing, like in talking, I put some of this into the show of like the journey that we went through and everything that I kind of had to really confront. And I think also there's this huge divide between people who are parents and people who aren't parents. And that's something that I continually want to bridge, like, especially in the show. I'm like, I see my friends who are mothers and fathers and parents, that it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yes.
And they're tired and they're busy and they're filled with purpose and joy and sadness and all of these things. It's just that please don't look at my life and think that it is empty, because there is so much going on. And also, I have this comedy career that I can now be like, yeah, but it's okay. I've got this. You don't have to do anything. If you don't have kids, you don't actually have to go conquer the world. You can just sit on your couch and be like, I don't have kids.
Yeah.
That's great. That is also a full life.
With your cat.
Great. Cat, no cat, that,
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, well, if you don't have kids, you better go do something pretty amazing, because otherwise you're just wasting your life. And it's like, you can just live your life. It's fine.
Well, did I tell you what my mother said 2 weeks ago?
No, was it something amazing?
Yeah. She said, no one will want you or be with you because you're fat.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Not great. I haven't spoken to her in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you were the one who said, don't go to Vietnam.
I know, but I feel
But you were right.
But I wasn't, though, because you said that you had a good time.
I did, but that's co-managing. I was constantly regulating, and I've got toolkits.
Yeah.
But I realized that I thought these trips would allow her to reassess her brain, not to say things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't.
A friend, I think it would have been about 5 or 6 years ago, said something that really changed things for me, where she said, hey, like, your parents, they're not going to change. They're the same that they have been for your whole life. So really, it's up to you to decide what kind of relationship you want with them. And for me, I think as a result of that, I put in a lot of boundaries and was basically like, this is how I can relate to you. Yeah.
I think I'm good at setting boundaries, but not good at enforcing them.
Yeah, it's hard. It's so hard, especially when you're watching all these movies and reading all these books about this amazing mother-child connection.
Do you know what's on my algorithm right now? Is divorcing mothers.
Yeah.
That's on my algorithm.
I also think there's, no one gets everything.
No.
That's how I feel. And I feel like, especially in the West, it's kind of like, if you want something enough, go get it because you deserve it. And sometimes you just can't have it, and you just need to sit with that. So friends who married early and have 2 kids might be getting divorced now, or someone's passed away or something. There are just... It's just this constant flux where you have to keep reassessing and keep pivoting to other things. And that's what makes life interesting, I think. And I think just not expecting there to be one version of happy has been really freeing.
I think your post about a couple of years ago, people resonated when you said, I've made a very clear choice now. I've done all these injections. My body's exhausted.
My body's done.
I'm stopping the process for me.
Yeah.
And people were like breathing with you.
Yeah.
Going, oh my God. What was that to share that? Because, the mothers go, oh no, keep going. But you were like, no, my time is, at this moment, no. I
think at the time that I shared that, I just couldn't not share it. That's how I would explain it. Like, we'd had years, we had quick recap. We naturally got pregnant 3 times, had 3 miscarriages, did a whole bunch of IVF rounds, got pregnant finally, and then had a miscarriage. And the difference between those 3 miscarriages and then the IVF miscarriage was that the IVF miscarriage was way more expensive and just way more time, way more injections, blood tests, scans, all of these things. And I just thought, I can't put my body through this anymore. It's been 3 years. And so I just kind of got on, and I don't know if this is an issue or not an issue. Like, it was so easy for me to write the book because I just had to go back through my social media posts.
Really?
And
That was
be
your
like,
bookmarks?
I've been like, I have been oversharing about my life for a very long time. But I
Wow.
think it's because I find it very difficult to talk about things when they are happening.
Yeah.
But I do find it very easy to write about them. And I think my way of connecting is to write it down, put it out into the universe, and if it connects with other people, that's great.
Yeah.
And this resonated with so many people because it is a fallacy that everyone who wants a child has a child.
Yes.
There are many people, by choice or by circumstances, who don't have a child and weren't able, I was getting messages from people who, because of cancer scares in their 20s, had their uterus taken out or things like that, which meant that from a very much younger age, they had to be like, I'm not going to have children and I need to be okay with that. And all of these different paths and how to find joy, and speaking to women who are 10 years ahead of me or much earlier in the process of realizing that they can't have kids, made me feel so grateful for this community that was reaching out to me. And so I think it was life-changing.
I think also you also articulating to me, like when you go to parties and someone says, when you're having a baby, or, like that kind of language is probably not appropriate. Is it anyone's business?
It's no, well, I think, so that was the interesting thing, because when you share about failure,
Yes.
I say that in quotation marks. So miscarriages,
Yes.
stopping IVF not working. People are like, oh my gosh, that's so personal. How do you bring yourself to talk about it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because society has forced me to talk about this. Every single social occasion I have entered since I was like, 21? Do you have children? Do you have children? Do you have children? No? Why? No? Why? No? Why? Is it your career? You old hag?
Yes.
Get cracking.
You're picky.
Yeah. Oh, you're so picky.
Yeah.
And so I don't think people realize every time they ask you if you have kids, that's what, and if you say no, they don't know what to do because it is the wrong answer. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the wrong answer.
It's also, you realize how many people are going through this silent grief with you, because the number of people who reached out to me about miscarriages, and I think it's 1 in 3 is the reported statistic.
Wow.
But some might not be reported, some might be very early losses, so they think it might be closer to 1 in 2.
Wow.
It's something like 250 people a day in Australia experience a miscarriage. So it's this silent, invisible grief. You still have to go to work. You still have to go to parties. And if you bring it up, you're the downer. And if people say, do you have kids? And you say, no, I just had a miscarriage. Oh my gosh, watch them moonwalk away in their brain. They don't know what to do.
You see it, right? You see it happening.
Oh my gosh. You see it happening. I'm like, well, they're gone. See you later. And it's you feel bad because you've given the wrong answer when actually you've asked the wrong question.
Yes.
And I don't think you need to stop talking about it. People with kids get really weird. They're like, oh, maybe we should stop asking those questions. It's like, you don't have to stop asking the question. Just be prepared for a different answer, because I will dump it on you.
Can you do a little wrap up for Pear Tree? Where can we find you?
Wrap up for Pear Tree. We're all around Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and parts of Europe. Very exciting. But I'm in Melbourne. I'm doing 22 shows in Melbourne for the first time. I'm doing the whole run. I'm so nervous.
Have fun.
Yeah, show's called Pear Tree. Please come. I am so nervous and so excited and so scared. And
Okay, 4 quick questions.
okay, hit me.
If you were granted one last dish on earth, what would it be?
Chicken curry.
Bam, that was good and easy. If you had to fill a car of people on a road trip, who are the 4 people?
The one that we just had. You, me, Lizzie, Annie, and Tran. No, what was it?
Tran, yeah.
Tran, yeah.
No husband. That's what she just said. Charlie, bye-bye.
Oh my God, I see him every day. I don't need to go on a road trip with you.
And that was lovely. Thanks for coming out to
The best time.
You did.
The best time.
Yeah,
I was so chill.
We had a writer's retreat. Went to the
wrote
beach every
heaps.
morning.
It was the best.
It was the best. I think we did this with you. 3 lemons or a tin of cat food.
3 lemons is a lot. You think it's not a lot, but it's a lot. I think you have a slice and you're like, whoa, that was a lot. Because you have to eat the whole thing, right?
You do have to eat
Nah,
the whole
man,
thing.
give me the cat food. Looks fine.
Num, 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 num. Is it because we're Asian and we can eat anything?
Maybe. I don't know.
The textures, some people, like you watch Get Me Out of Here or Survivor,
Yeah.
their brain can't format it.
Their brain can't form it.
But because we're Asian and
I've seen some weird stuff.
we've seen weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's delicious. It's weird.
It's weird but delicious. I don't like eating weird stuff generally, but it also, if I had to, I would. Because, I have a cat. I've seen cat food.
Yeah.
It seems fine. It seems better than 3 lemons.
If you're running out of tuna, you got cat food in the
Exactly.
And last question, if you were a bubble tea, what flavour would you be?
I'm not a huge bubble tea drinker.
I don't care.
Oh, so I just get whatever you recommend, but with those little balls at the bottom. I love them so much.
You like black tea?
I love them so much.
Let's do a milk tea with boba. Classic.
Bopa? That's what I love them so much. The texture
Balls.
of that.
Yeah, love balls. Thanks, Sashi.
Thanks for having me.
That's it. Please go see Sashi's show. I'll do a bookend, blah, blah, blah. See you next time.
Okay.